Hey, it's Jay and Nick. We are back from Thunderhill Raceway Park, and Vodden the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
This race, but terribly, was decided by black flags. We never like to see that. Southworst, who is really due, by the way, Eyesore and Cerveza, they were all battling it out right up to the end, and in the very end, both Eyesore and Cerveza quite atypically got black flags, and the way that it all worked out in the end, Cerveza came out on top. They were able to get in and get back out and take the checker, but it was very close.
You would think that this kind of thing would happen all the time, and we would be like, oh, we got to make sure we got this right. But it usually is pretty clear. Why is that?
That is because the cars that are in a position to win are the ones that are not getting black flags. I don't know what happened this time.
We require windshields in lemons. Here's why.
We do not require factory paperwork. However, the
No,
Chodas decided to get some anyway, which I thought was brilliant. They rode away to Hethel, England, or wherever the hell Lotus is now, with their incredibly hoopty, wherever it is, their incredibly hoopty 1974 Lotus Elite station wagon, and they got back this wonderful frameable print. More interestingly, though, they have a Chevy V8 in their car. They had to rebuild the entire top end during the race, and they did have a new intake manifold gasket set, but decided, oh, you know what? That's like 14 quid. We're not going to use that. These old ones look great. Put it all back together, went out, had to come back in 2 laps later, do the entire job again, spending the 14 quid. So, well done, guys. That is truly Colin Chapman style.
We love it when people bring their dogs to lemons. There were great dogs at this race.
Yep. And we had a new penalty, the make your prom dress out of duct tape penalty. I really like that. And now we have to talk about the voiceover provided by David Vodden. David Vodden,
Namesake of this event.
Exactly right, runs this track. And we have talked about this many times. David likes to talk on the PA.
Oh, he does.
He does indeed. And it winds up being about 20-minute blocks of, at the store, we sell ice. Ice is frozen water. The frozen water at the Thunderhill Pro Shop is extra crispy and delicious. It is made from pure well water that we draw ourselves, and you help pay for it by buy. It goes on like this interminably. There's a lot of grief about this in the paddock, and I suggested one of their charities is the Glenn County Medical Foundation, which does great work in Glenn County, kind of an underserved place. That's where Thunderhill is. We have supported them. David does a lot of work to support them. I knew that was the way in, so I said, David, here's the deal. If I can raise $1,200 for your charity, will you put a sock in your pie hole for the rest of this weekend? Oh, yeah, I'll totally do that.
Pie hole.
Yeah, so Matt Adair actually was the one who came up with this concept. I made the offer, David took it. Matt announced it, went around, he collected $1,604 toward the cause of shutting David Vodden up in 41 minutes.
Yeah. In the time span that took means that the price was really too low.
No, it's clearly a very elastic market.
You got that fast?
41 minutes.
Yeah. The heroic fix was by Roof Porsche. Now, they used to be Porch Racing and Depends and all these other sorts of things.
Did they get a certificate of authenticity?
You mean a Codex? Yeah, I don't think that they needed it.
No.
However, they have won a couple of races. They thought the edge of victory this time, they needed an extra pint or so of gasoline.
Oh, yeah.
That was going to solve all their problems. Yeah. So they monkeyed with their fuel filler neck, and they monkeyed with the inside of the stock tank. Highly illegal, by the way, and very dangerous. And they thought they'd be able to get gas right up to the very top of the fuel neck. And that was how they were going to win the race. Well, it didn't quite work out that way. And in fact, how it worked out is it just drove a bunch of silicone or rust and goo into the bottom of their tank. They had to drop their tank. To drop a tank on a Porsche 944 required taking out the entire drivetrain, which they had to do, which they did, which when they put it back, they broke one teeny little set screw. So they had to take it all the way out again. And I don't know what made that heroic, except that
they kept trying and it was hot.
There you go. There's your trophy.
Judge's Choice, classic Judge's Choice redemption story. The I Wanna Rock Camaro is feared by many, not for their performance,
justifiably
but by
so.
their terrible driving.
Yeah.
And this weekend was no exception. They were spent there all day on Saturday in the penalty box. Finally, they got read the riot act by our newest judge, Michael Spank Spangler.
Yep.
And he said, okay, all right, we get it. We're going to be totally clean on Sunday. And you know what they were? They never showed up at all in the penalty box on Sunday.
Do we actually know that they were running?
No, we do not.
Well, Judge's Choice. Special award for this race, the Hope for the Future Trophy. This was by the Taurus SHO done up like a skunk, which has burst into flame a couple of times,
Sure has.
but it is a great car. The guy who runs this team is a shop teacher, and he brought a couple of his students to be on the team. Both of these students had only received their driver's license within the last 90 days.
So that's why it's the hope for the future, where they went out there and they did great, right?
No, they did not. The hope for the future is that autonomous cars will be here soon, and these kids will not be on the road.
Organizer's choice went to Cheesy Beard Racing and their Nash Metropolitan. First ever Lemons Nash Metropolitan. Now, let me say that we posted pictures of this thing on the internet. People, you must change your wheelbase rule because that car is clearly too small. As if the basement-dwelling internet poster knows exactly, A, what our wheelbase rule is, and B, what a Nash Metropolitan's wheelbase is. In fact, 82, 85, totally legal. Suck it. They brought a Nash Metropolitan. It was awesome.
Yeah.
They had IOE literally in the trunk of that tiny little Nash Metropolitan. All they had to do was complete like 7 laps, and
I would have taken 5.
Yeah. And did they do that?
They did not.
They did not do that. So they got organizer's choice for bringing an awesome car, but not IOE because their performance was terrible.
The team that did get IOE was Pony Keg Racing and their totally fur-covered horse head-topped Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Now, this car, it is a Cutlass Supreme, but Judge Eric Rude, who loves to do these kinds of calculations, figured out the worst finishing car in Lemon's history is this very car.
Yeah.
They have run 9 races up until this weekend, where they actually did okay. They have run 9 races, and their average finish was 150th place. It's so good. But they actually did really well in this race. So, cumulatively for their poor performance and their excellent performance, IOE.
Yeah, and we posted a picture of that car on the internet, and there was some guy, man, I used to own a Cutlass Supreme. That car going way faster than it should be for how it was designed. You can't even tell how fast it's going. It's a still picture. Anyway, it was moving. Apparently, that was too fast. Whatever. Here's Lemons in a nutshell.
I can't run that fast. That's great. Let's get on the track. Slow down.
Oh, look, they come in individual. What the hell? I'm kind of scared of them. All right, here we go. So you're down in the bomb shelter, and it's time for a ration. Oh, man, what's it for dinner tonight? Sponges. That is artificially flavored.
Otis. Chotis.
Okay, almost had it. It's when he said Chotis.
Otis. This is going to be harder than I thought.